but I definitely healed up, and it took time. For me, my reconstruction came a little bit later because I had bounced with smoking cigarettes, and I knew that that was one thing that could not be. You couldn't smoke, and so I struggled with that a lot. And I would stop, and then I would start back, and I would stop, and I would start back. And I could never get that good 6 months of just being clean and free from that. Um, but I finally did. And in that process, I completed school, I got married, and all this was without breasts, and I found someone that loved me for me. And um, so we'll move ahead a little bit. I got a handle on my smoking, just been delivered from all of that. And I met with a couple along this journey. I've met with a couple plastic surgeons, and the first option for me was to get expanders, and to go in weekly for them to be expanded and filled with air, the balloon to be filled until I get to the desired size that we were going for. At that time, I didn't really have a lot of belly fat, so that was the best option for me. Um, I was actually due to have implants put in last year in December, and we had a really bad train wreck out here. And so my plastic surgeon said that he didn't want me to get the surgery because upon my release, I would have to be sitting in traffic for a long time. Like the traffic was like 3 or 4 hours, and so he didn't want me sitting in there because the risk of getting blood clots, which now I feel was pretty much an intervention from God, because I met with another plastic surgeon because the previous one was leaving his practice, and so I was gonna have to wait anyways to be able to, if I wanted to follow him, because he was genuinely an awesome man. So I met with the next plastic surgeon. I ain't gonna throw no names out there, but this plastic surgeon, I just wasn't feeling his vibe. He just did not have good bedside manners, and to me, there was just something I wasn't feeling about him. He did give me a recommendation to get microscopic surgery, because he didn't feel like my radiated side would be able to withstand the implants, and he just said it was going to be poor healing and all this stuff. And at the time, I felt like he was just being negative. I felt like he didn't, um, he was going contrary to what I had been told this whole time. So it was kind of like, are you hating on me? Like, why don't you want me to get implants? Because that's what I wanted. But I believe it was the best choice for me. So I met with another I got a referral to UW Medical Center. I met with the plastic surgeon Shannon Colahan. She was amazing, just off top. She answered all my questions. She listened to me, first off. She had awesome, just bedside manner. She was really laid back. And just her vibe, and just her expertise. I just trusted her with my life, with my body. And so I scheduled for a C scan over my abdomen to see where my blood vessels were, for the deep flap, which is where they just take the fat from your stomach, and at the same time give you a tummy tuck and move the fat and the skin up to your breast area to give you a flap to therefore give you breasts. And so I went in for that. Everything seemed to go well. Um, then what was my next step? To just make sure my labs were good because I was struggling with being anemic. I had done a huge diet shift, and I took out meat from my diet, and I didn't know that it was actually affecting my iron really bad. Even though I was eating healthy and stuff, but my body just needs meat. It needs iron. It needs good vegetables and stuff like that. So I was kind of worried about it because I really wanted this surgery, and I had been trying to do everything I can to be ready for it and to be healthy enough for it. So actually, I went in, and that appointment, she told me that my labs looked great, that everything had been stabilized. I was like that week prior, I was just craving eggs and avocado and oatmeal, and it was like I just couldn't get enough. And I think that really enabled my body to get a jump start into boosting my iron and boosting my immunity for to prepare for the surgery. So um, here I am, 2 weeks and 1 day out. I wanted to take video long before this, but I just did not feel well. The energy to even explain what I was going through, the pain that I was going through, and just needing to rest, needing to heal. And now I feel like I'm in a position to speak on what these last 2 weeks have been. And for me, it has definitely taught me a few lessons